Which of your bros will be the murderer this time?
He hasn't officially recognized my new bro. So.
Sakura is my new bro.
No!
Yes! And
I would still have argued for Hifumi. Then you could have made sure he was the murderer.
It's true.
There's no way of knowing he would have died, but if you'd broke up with him, it would have been 100% guarantee he would have been the next murderer. Oh well, he's dead now, so too bad. He won't be missed. I'm not sure it was a fair trade to lose Taka for him, but still.
Yeah. Ooh. Yes. Continue.
Oh yeah, I'm probably going to move the mic to your left instead of to your right.
Alright.
I have the game audio a little bit louder than normal this time, so as a result, I'm going to try to keep the reverb away from the mic.
Alrighty.
So yes, for those of you that were just spoiled and were not here for the last episode, we have had 2 murders in the last episode. We lost Hifumi. He will be missed by none, and revered also by none. And also Taka, which is a damn shame, because I feel like they could have done more with this character, and they just kind of wrote him out of the script, really. So, that's a bit of a shame. For now, enjoy this quick demonstration of motion sickness.
Whoa.
Thankfully, I only get motion sick while I'm actually in motion, rather than just experiencing it from seeing something being in motion.
So it's like riding the Tower of Terror. You go down, you go back up, and you go back down, you go back up.
This is like a really crappy Superman ride, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I totally forgot what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
You're investigating.
Right. Things.
Yeah, Taka was killed in the storage room. Hifumi was killed in the nurse's office, which is probably where it wants you to go back to. Would be my guess.
Okay. Might as well start at the top and work our way down. Since we're already at the top.
Oh yeah, and don't forget Hero's the murderer. The game really wants to make that clear. Because he's been missing since, like, the day started.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and Toko passed out. That was important too.
Alright, I'm supposed to be reading this. Forgot.
I think you already read all this stuff, so I think you're fine here. I do like that they just left Toko there.
I know, right?
It's not exactly like she weighs a ton. It's like she'd be easy to pick up.
Yeah. When Toko is, Toko, she has a fear of blood. I don't think we have to worry about anyone else dying, so I'll just leave her alone for now.
You found a coin.
Probably wise. What's that? I don't remember that. This is a trap? I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. Nothing worth thinking about too much.
Thanks, Akbar. It's a tart. That's that famous saying. Pretty sure that's how that goes.
It's exactly how it goes.
Alright, good. I'm glad I remember that correctly. Yeah, they're just all in the nurse's office or something? Where did they come from? Where did they go?
Which one was the nurse's office again?
It's on the first floor. You are correct. It's not in dormitory. It's in the... Yeah, it should be in Hope's Peak.
It won't let me fast travel. Lame.
Maybe you're supposed to run into something between there and here?
Probably. That'd be what I'd assume. Where we don't have gummy bears. Caitlin, go get us gummy bears.
Oh, that's true. You gotta wonder who designed the layout of this academy.
Yeah.
Like, back when it actually was a proper academy. Like, who built this thing? Ah, Celeste! Makoto!
Why are you just standing there? We need to the repository. Huh? You mean...
Indeed.
I found them. Oh, right, you're looking for the bodies. That's what we're doing. Fuma and Taka's bodies had both been hidden in the repository.
I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go on ahead. The bodies were in the repository? What's a repository?
No idea. You'll
Cool.
find. I'm pretty sure it's the thing behind the art room.
Okay.
They're using their fancy English to muddle the issue.
Pass me a napkin. Are the bodies here somewhere? Blow my nose. Probably away from the microphone. Ah. My nose has just been off and on running today. I don't know why.
Mine's been off and on, stopped up over the last few days. I'm not quite sure why.
Okay. You're a smart person. What do you have to say? I have to wonder where they could have been hidden. I thought you just said they were hidden in the repository. Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked.
Oh, right, because it was locked up till this point.
Then I have no choice but to go inside.
You always have a choice to just ignore it.
Yeah. So I opened the door, and when I entered, I saw...
A third person! No, not really. But it would have been funny.
Thought you said you opened the door, Makoto. The two bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time. Ding dong, ding dong.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
I'm going to use it playing darts.
Yay.
Like every true American hero.
And so here we are.
The Monokuma file.
Yay. I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen. It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right. Just hand it over already.
Punishment is waiting for you.
Now make sure to investigate with all your mental might and prepare for the class trial.
See ya later.
I'm Monokuma.
My voice is not high enough to do you properly, but whatever. Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
Oh, by the way, we need to up the game audio real quick. So hit Windows. That's our mic.
That's our mic.
Yeah.
Ah!
You might have to scroll down. Hey, headphone users. It'll be like bobbing up and down. Well, actually, no, it won't be bobbing up and down. It should be. I think I labeled it as Danganronpa.
Wii Party?
Nope. And no, it's not Wii Party because it should be PC playing. Won't be Three Houses. Desktop audio. Yeah, just go ahead and crank it.
Cranked?
Yep. Hold on. How can you be so calm? Plus, there's no background music playing, so that's also probably why. I mean, they're dead, you know?
That's terrible.
Dead, gone forever. They're never coming back. Awful. This is just too awful.
Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifume's lifeless body. Why?
I would rather. Wouldn't you go for tacos?
Who would do this? Why? Why?
Large, wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifume's cheeks.
That's as close as he'll ever get to a female breast.
If this were some world of make-believe that might have been when Hifume opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. Or was it?
No, it is a video game. That's pretty close.
This wasn't.
He's alive again?
No! Why? Hi, headphone users.
Where am I? Cold. So cold. Is
No.
Fumi!
Yes, winter's coming and you don't have a jacket.
Finish the job!
Finish him.
The murderer just storms back in. I can't take it!
Quick, before they realize he's not dead, murder him! We're all sworn to secrecy.
That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
I remember everything before I met you all. I met you all.
His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
Yeah, just kill him.
The
Agreed.
light. It's reaching out to me.
Reach back!
Reach back, give it a big ol' hug.
The tail of a comet.
Hey, Fumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu.
Oh, hero.
No, it's not!
Is there another Yasuhiro here?
Is he gone? Is it done?
Yeah, he's gone.
Oh, thank God.
It was trying to give you a heart attack there.
I almost quit this game forever.
No, we'll have chapter 4 for that.
And they never opened again. Hallelujah! Death for the second time. Ugh.
Let's keep it at 2.
Yes.
We'll all be dancing on his grave, which will be quite easy to do because I imagine it's a very big grave.
I don't care how many times he dies as long as he stays dead.
He's just like Kenny from South Park.
Absolute undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again.
That was the miracle.
Yeah,
The
that
second
was.
miracle.
Yeah. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Not even Great Fairy's tears. You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat. Ew.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring.
He said Yasuhiro, correct?
Then perhaps.
Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So, in other words,
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing them, and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hiro did?
What is this?
He doesn't strike me as a Hammer type of guy, but
Yeah.
whatever. He's not a big fan of MC Hammer.
Yeah.
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way can I ever forgive him. To kill 2 of our friends. Well, one of our friends.
Kill a friend and an accessory!
Yeah. Is it just a coincidence that there's hammers missing in the background?
No.
that's fine.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in a little life or death game here. Although this time it's not at all life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
That's a lie, by the way.
Yeah,
That's not. Otherwise, that would be way too easy.
uh,
Yes, it does look that way.
ellipses. It's going to be. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time.
One more time.
Ellipses. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through this. But to go through with this. To make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it.
Like Nike? Investigate.
First, I better check the Monokuma file.
Shouldn't it be 2 separate?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess not.
The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. Please. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before.
That's just no problem. After all, the events of the case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could, anyway.
Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while.
Are you talking about Kyoko?
Perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice?
An accomplice? An accomplice!
What are you doing here?
My cool.
That's pose.
Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question. What question? You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to
It's
graduate.
kind of weird that I want to make this song my ringtone. Just get a call.
So, in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other words,
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So then,
So are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
They lose. Good day, sir.
You need to figure out who the blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
well,
Okay. Let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action. The true blackened? So just one person?
well now.
That's enough for explainifying. It's enough for explainifying. Now, it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants.
That's a lie, by the way. It's not the final battle, is it? It's not the last chapter.
Yeah.
Brandon, didn't I tell you there was going to be an accomplice in this one?
Yeah. So there can only be one blackened, an accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right.
If that's true, then, Kyoko, where are you?
however,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the
Kinda does
investigation. Yeah, just a little bit.
It's like, maybe find the rest of the stuff out first, but I don't think it's like, just put that in the back of your mind.
Well, she got to show up for the trial anyway.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murder's fiend, Genocide Jack. What? I'm offended! Hi, Genocide Jack. Yeah?
There were no scissors.
You. When did you?
I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl.
huh?
Milk sack?
You gotta be kidding!
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer. So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know.
She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me.
She's always with me.
Yeah, that's true.
And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Good
Yep.
point.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. It's not like I'm gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murder's fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
so then,
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd be totally useless on this investigation anyway.
It's all clear.
Just like every
Would you
investigation.
be too useless to be the murderer?
Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right?
This game is anything but straightforward.
It's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems.
It gets less and less straightforward the more Danganronpas you play as well. The third game is like, oh my god, if anybody just started with the third one, they'd have no clue how to do anything.
Yeah.
When did Hina get anywhere near that close to being that caring about Mr. Weave over there?
Yeah. Monokuma file number 3 has been added to Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Okay, let's examine
I
Taka.
don't really think anybody cared about Hifumi that much in terms of the rest of the cast either.
Taka, he'll never move again. Hold on. Excuse me. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what he was used to kill him? Then there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Blue tarp is managed to Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
So,
Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository.
Huh? What is? What is it?
After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together.
but
And we came right to the repository to, you know, look around. When we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside.
It was locked?
And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now?
I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open? There might be some secret lurking in here. I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice Hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers have been obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder.
Ew.
Wait. For some reason, this one isn't dirty at all. It's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Spotless hammer has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Assuming that was used to move Hifumi's body. It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. Saw this in the art room before, but I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? Look at that wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? Gee, I wonder,
Probably
smart
has
guy.
nothing to do with the body.
Yeah, it's probably not important.
Whoever moved them just picked them up.
Someone was pushing it while eating a hamburger, and the ketchup just spilled, and they just rolled over it. And was like, oh damn.
I love in the middle of the trial. It's like, where's blood at the scene? No, it was ketchup.
Yeah, that was my bad. I needed to eat some fries.
Hifumi's big,
Hina, put down
cold
the
body
fries.
was laying on the floor. His really big body.
Ew.
I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big?
Gotta be strong.
From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here at the repository, all the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. How the
Impressive they
hell?
got him up the goddamn stairs.
It's no good. I just don't get it.
You just roll him, I think. That's probably
Yeah. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Oh, wait. Something's off about his body.
Is the fact he's still sweaty?
Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it! His glasses! When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why?
Those faces.
Who's glad has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then,
Would you like my help?
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's look back on things.
This morning, only 4 of us met up in the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search.
And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared.
After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me.
According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock.
Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo-Justice. It also became clear that this Robo-Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong?
I saw shadows, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
Based on Celeste's claims, we went back to the 2nd floor, where we split up and began searching. Then, right after that...
Celeste screamed. This time, she'd apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway, into the hallway, and disappeared. And then...
Huh?
What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been...
Fumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect on the 3rd floor. And when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse, which is also when we heard the body discovered announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened.
However... But at the same time, we discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, even though that's a picture of him discovering it.
Yeah.
Which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the discovery announcement play right after finding Taka.
And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was in fact gone.
Then we remembered we'd abandoned the unconscious Toko. Yeah, nice job, guys. And rushed back to the equipment room. And she was gone too.
Yeah. This can't be happening.
Are we hallucinating all this or something?
This time, Taka's body had disappeared. So from there, we began our search for both the missing bodies. And after some time...
Celeste told us she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository.
And then we rediscovered the 2 bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now.
However, looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime.
I think Celeste has something to do with this. She was doing a whole lot of leading people in all kinds of directions.
But could she have even with the trolley, could she have pushed Hifumi up 2 flights of stairs?
True, but maybe her accomplice could have. But she was like, oh, they're over here. Oh, no, I saw him down here. Oh, guys, come over here. Like
Come over here.
That sounds like a lot of covering for someone to me. Fumi's big cold body is laying on the floor. But how did the killer manage to move it?
With great difficulty, I imagine.
Yeah. From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it? I just can't imagine how it was done.
Someone at the trials would be like, oh man, I must have slept weird, my back's all wonky. You!
Further, Hifumi died from a blow to the head. I have to assume it came from Justice Hammer 3, which we found in the nurse's office, and... Okay, what did I click on? Have we seen this already?
Similar to it.
Okay.
It's slightly different.
Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that, and why? Okay, yeah. I think I meant to click on Byakuya.
Alright, Bakura.
Yeah, do you think Hiro really did it? Well, I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died, he said Hiro's name.
In other words,
Then there was no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
what?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about this case?
Yep.
Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why'd they bother killing 2 people? What? Because all the rules say if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
See.
Hold on, perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Huh? What's with that attitude? But you have my appreciation. Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was?
Yes, because the murder's in the room.
So one way in and out of this room. Is there, though? Through the door that Hina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from the inside of the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from the art room. The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. And the door is designed so that it can only be locked from the inside of the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it isn't locked now. But Hina claims that there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. So that certain someone... The repository door is behind the truth bullet section of your handbook. There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There are some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office where Hifumi was found, then the equipment room where Taka was found. I have a hunch.
I think that actually is it for this room. I think that's why I gave the little
Yeah.
thing.
I'm thinking there's like a secret elevator. I wish you could see like a 3D map of everything laid out.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It's a locker. There's nothing too remarkable about it.
They say around here, but I think they just want you to check where you found Hifumi and where you found Taka
Yeah.
the first time.
What are you investigating, Celeste?
I'm not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I'm simply going around seeing if Hero might be hiding somewhere. What about you?
Oh, you know, just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Oh, Hifumi was moved, eh?
When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes, indeed.
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. Someone had to hold her hair back.
Yeah. And when you got back, the body was gone?
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though.
Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time?
Indeed.
It would seem so.
To carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think it is anything less than impossible. So those accounts matter to Gold Stationery Handbook. It's just a normal trash can. Oh, wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. And it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. Ugh, but it's also covered in blood.
Oh.
Ah, did you find something?
Yeah, there's a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
A cleaning cloth?
And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe out some blood. But who would need to do something like that?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Yeah, me either. But I think it might be important.
Stupid.
Not a, oh, his glasses were clean, and this is obviously him. He's just like, huh, neat.
It was Byakuya. He's the only guy that wears glasses here.
Just
How did you find this?
The one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body, but left the weapon behind.
He's a secret demon angel, pudgy princess, whatever Hifumi is. He's a closet fan. Like Edgeworth is with the Steel Samurai.
Refrigerator. I wonder if there's anything to drink inside. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. Just a bunch of blood packs in here. For blood transfusions, I guess. It doesn't help me, though. I'm not a vampire.
You don't have to be a vampire to drink blood.
Yeah.
Way to discriminate. You wanted to try one? They're very good.
Oh, where are they?
They're milk flavored.
What?
I've slowly been addicted to them. Also, the outside wrapper here, there's another part on the inside of it. It looks like it's something you have to undo, but it's like edible wax paper, so you don't actually have to remove that part of it. They're very hard, though.
Interesting.
So if you want to soften them up, just like put them in your pocket or something. But they're quite good. They help for the throat.
Nice.
I've been slowly getting addicted to them. Just like Jill! Yeah, my friend. I'm sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away! I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event! You mean when it wasn't you, anyway?
Yeah. Some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. It reminds me about the dolly in the repository. There was blood on its tire. Could that blood have come from here?
Nah.
Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms on the third floor. Both rooms are on the third floor, so that should definitely have been possible. Come out, room blood stain has been added to the third section of the handbook. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the first floor. Even with the dolly, there's no way to get it to get it up to the 3rd floor. It's still a total mystery.
It's like that episode of Big Bang Theory where Sheldon and Leonard agree to help Penny move that, like, what do you call them? The things you put TVs on, like the giant little home systems below it.
Entertainment center?
Yeah, an entertainment center. They're like trying to push it up the stairs. Don't worry, with this thing on an inclined plane, it'll reduce it by half. What's your plan for the corners? Just looks up. Oh, fuck!
Oh my god, I think I figured it out.
What?
Hifume's the accomplice. Nobody moved Hifume's body because he got up and moved himself.
And that's why he cleaned off his glasses, because
Yep.
he would have had to move, and that's why he was able to get down there.
Yep.
You think it was him and Celeste? Because Celeste was like, let's get you in the bathroom, girl.
Maybe.
Is there anything else in this room to investigate, or was that it?
Pretty much just that, the tarp.
Okay.
Huh, this tarp. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before, and recently too. Oh, these are good.
Deal on? Okay. The camera did it.
You! Alright. Talk to Genocide Joe after I made that discovery.
No, same thing.
No, lame.
At some point when I get a chance, I'm going to make a Danganronpa intermission wall using some stuff from the anime, because Jill has some great gifts that people have made. There's one of her doing the pose where her like tongue goes in a circle and she's like pointing her scissors at you.
Yeah. So this is where you are. I've been looking for you. You have. I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hero's room. Oh, and let me give you this. This is a note Hero wrote to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear now.
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap. What is?
This is a tarp.
Things go ever more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation. Goodbye.
I've given you a chore.
Because much like Seto Kaiba, as much as he hates getting involved, he hates owing someone a favor more, I guess.
Actually, Hero's message has been added to the True Sport section of the handbook. So he said to go to Hero's room, but what's waiting for me there?
Shouldn't it be locked, like all the other rooms?
Yeah.
Alright, so Hero's room or, oh, well, you actually already listed it. So yeah, Hero's room.
Oops. I gotta stop doing that. Trying to run and open that at the same time.
Imagine how it feels when you're playing Soldier 76 where you're hitting shift to sprint and tab to check the enemy team comp.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh crap, I didn't mean to do it.
The door is unlocked. I guess I can go inside. Byakuya, you did say to go look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge.
Go in and steal all the stuff.
This is Hero's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where do you even get it all from?
Internet.
More importantly, he still hasn't turned up. Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search the room, right? Boxes!
Boxing.
I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something, and some things made out of, it looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster? Is this Robo-Justice? And it's in Hero's room. But wait, these blueprints, something about them bothers me. The handwriting.
Have the arms bend like this. You mean how they normally bend? Yeah, that seems like a good place to start.
It's a normal bed, pretty much just like the one in my room.
You have a bathroom.
I soundlessly checked the bathroom. There's nothing in here. It's pretty grungy though. How does a bathroom even get this dirty?
Ew.
Okay, well,
Makoto, big news, big news!
Well, what's wrong?
We found Kyoko! Weren't you supposed to be on guard duty?
Yeah, what? Is she okay? Where is she?
Had to use the bathroom again. Wait, I wasn't done, there's more big news.
Just a second.
Robo Justice showed up too!
Robo Justice?
It's Hero wearing the costume!
Okay.
Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor. Again, weren't you supposed to be guarding the bodies?
I think Hiro and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I went off to the second floor as fast as I could.
Hey, the pool's finally getting some use.
Kyoko, and
I mean,
to you, man, I have had the worst day.
Transformers.
Hiro? What the? Hiro?
oh, hey, Makoto.
Haha, yeah, dude, who else would it be? Who else would I
You're
be?
wondering how I got my hair in this.
Yeah, really?
That's a good question. Huh? What? Why do you look like? Why do I look like this? What? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati?
How did you just now notice?
Right.
I found Hero. Yeah, I see that. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him when he woke up.
Don't be mean.
I still can't believe you kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it. Like, I don't know, caress my face or something?
How? You're in a suit!
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
There was something I had to check up on.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
I can't never mind.
It's nothing.
Never mind.
Hey,
More importantly,
She says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
first of all, Hero, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean,
Oh, well, I mean, I have no idea. One second I was asleep, I don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up, and then I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you.
Huh?
Well,
let me out of
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
You got it all wrong.
I didn't make this stupid frickin' thing.
it would seem.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. Took a few minutes, but eventually we all got the pieces off. Whew! Free at last!
Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hero?
So then,
More to the point, nobody but Hero would be able to wear that costume.
Wait, what? Hold on a second.
honestly,
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
That would make even more sense because like he could have taken that picture at any point with Hifume. It didn't necessarily had to have been when he was attacked, when she was attacked, and she could have framed him for it.
is that okay?
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume.
That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be?
It's obvious. The one who put the costume on and went around attacking everyone
That's
was
terrible.
Hero.
Nah.
Shall we tie him up and gag him? No, we'll save that for the second game. That actually happens to somebody.
Nice.
Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else.
To tie me up? Well, hold on, guys. I think that's going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment.
Yeah, I mean, attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them.
What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around.
I can't tell which one I like more, his please or his oh no, because they're both really funny.
Whoever voice acted this guy did a great job.
You're the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could possibly be the costumed attacker?
What the heck?
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, then I will.
Without missing a bit, Hina started pulling on the Robo-Justice costume.
Isn't the phrase usually without missing a beat? I mean, you read it correctly, but that was weird. Oh, she said it. I just talked over her.
I mean, come on.
It's a funny picture, though.
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this
At
thing.
least you're about to fall.
No.
It's like doing the soldiers of both with the dance.
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hero could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again.
Well, now you're all out of excuses.
No, see, it's 'cause you're a girl. If it was another guy, then...
What other guy that's still alive has your build, Hero?
Yeah. Makoto, go ahead. Oh, okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
See, I told you it was impossible. You were absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hero's body exactly.
But
Then there's another costume. There must be one that looks the same, but fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
what the heck?
Evidence?
You claim there is another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us.
Well, what the heck?
Just the worst.
Who cares? Hero's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him.
I mean, is it really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Or could someone, like, tell me?
Zoinks.
We discussed the bullet section of your handbook. Handbook. Yeah, because we really don't even have any evidence other than her picture that the person in the Robo-Justice costume was the one attacking everybody. The hammers are just a red herring.
So you think the hammers aren't the murder weapon?
No, I don't think so. And even if they are, they're clearly just put there to point to Robo-Justice. Why else would he leave them? If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it? Well, 2 people were killed. Taka and Hifumi. What? 2 people?
Just the worst.
Ooh. Why are you freaking out? You did it!
I did not! Wait, hold on. If those 2 were the ones that were killed,
How about that?
that's it! I know who did it!
So then,
You may as well tell us then.
Taka and Hifumi were fighting over Alter Ego,
I
right?
was gonna say they killed each other.
Right.
Oh,
Which means Alter Ego and or Chihiro must have done it.
correct.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Huh? Unfortunate.
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay?
I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
So
Ah, I know. That note. Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
Okay, as a side note, if you ever get put in a situation, if someone slips you a note, don't respond to it.
Yes.
That has worked bad for everyone thus far.
But the last thing I remember was going to the rec room, and then for some reason I fell asleep. The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So,
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that. What? Really?
I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape, someone wrote all that to trick me.
Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you.
Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? Girl, they preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me.
I still don't buy it.
don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it.
Just a second.
Okay, then show us that note.
With pleasure. I have it right here in my, pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it.
Yeah, sure.
But please, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't hurt a fly.
As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason.
What the heck? For serious? As you hear, his account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins.
Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it.
What the heck?
Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, hero.
No, it's like I said.
The worst.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why.
Oh, wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me.
What are you saying?
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you.
If you have the time to yell and carry on, you have the time to search for your evidence, right? Huh, you're right. I need to look for the second suit and that note. Feet, don't fail me now.
So I better get back to guard duty. At least Sakura stayed on guard duty.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Toko or Genocide Jack to switch with me. But she and Sakura got into a fight. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. I put my money on Sakura on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, bye.
One by one, everyone peeled away.
Makoto, do you have a second?
Huh?
I want you to help me with the investigation.
It
looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground.
Sure, I don't mind helping. But can you promise me something? Later when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No.
To reject me so simply.
Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you?
Oh, okay.
Shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey.
So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses.
Examine the corpses. Can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
Correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey.
Wouldn't you agree?
How am I supposed to answer?
Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins again.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, show me where the bodies are.
They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head that way for now. I'm so glad it wasn't my boy Hero.
Or was it?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but I don't want to... which way was which now? Okay. That looks closer, I guess? I'm thinking it's pointing...
They're pretty equidistant, actually.
Yeah.
That one might have been slightly longer, but not enough to make a substantial difference.
By linear feet, maybe, but as the crow flies, I think it was faster. Just learned that saying today as the crow flies.
Ah. Hifumi and Taka.
For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid, but only for a moment.
So then.
Well then, let's get started.
She crouched down next to Taka without hesitation, began poking and prodding his bodies.
I knew it.
Poke, poke. Monokuma was right. They were killed using similar weapons.
Her movements were so smooth, she was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. What you think?
I see.
Makoto, I found something.
You did?
Hey.
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore in his left hand?
He did?
That wasn't right, okay. Are you so oblivious to people around you? Do you dislike other people that much?
No, that's not it. Anyway, so you said he had a watch.
So then.
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen just past 6 o'clock.
So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6?
That's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken.
Hey, you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he started pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
In other words.
Before Santa gets there.
Yes.
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m.
I think it must have happened at 6 this morning. Broken wristwatch. I've been added to True Citizens Handbook.
That's all. Take a look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something.
You're right. There's something white in there.
Makoto.
Can you try and pry it out?
How did no one notice that? Me?
They're not smart, I guess. Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right?
Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper.
Hey.
Is that all he had in his hand?
Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
Is that right?
I wonder about that.
Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then...
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own.
Kiyotaka's scrap of paper has been added to the true bullet section handbook. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse from the nurse's office where he was discovered to here at the repository, all the way from the first floor to the third, all without moving, not even noticing it. Yeah, we've read this before. Photo ahead, Justice Hammer 3, but...
Something boulders.
Yeah. About his glasses. You know, spotless.
Oh, you probably have to talk to Kyoko again.
Yeah.
Well.
So, did you find anything?
I did, more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this.
A wad of paper.
That's right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him.
Hidden?
Indeed.
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose, you see.
In his pants? Wait, so you...
Why is that?
It's just his pants, not like his socks or something.
Don't know what that means.
Hey.
Side note, when Hifumi's pants comes up as an option in the trial, be sure to pick it each time, because it gives really funny results.
Okay.
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto. Open it up.
When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like...
Ew.
It better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this.
Especially considering what dead bodies start to do after you've lost control of your bowels.
Yeah. A note? I found a hole. Maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
So...
That sounds very familiar.
That's it. It's the same thing Hiro said.
Well,
Then he was telling us the truth.
However.
Although it's not exactly the same, is it?
Well, last night someone slipped a weird note under my door. Here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet at the rec room at 1 a.m. The time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note they wrote to Hifumi asked them to meet at 6 a.m.
Is that right?
Hold on, just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him.
Huh?
So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there.
There's some meaning to the part of it being ripped? Could you maybe explain a little bit more?
Think carefully.
Hey.
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly?
I have no idea.
So then...
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
The note Hifumi had has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
Hey.
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place.
So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbook this time, right?
Is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone on my way to mention it. All I said is that they weren't used to how to carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role.
A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind.
Yeah, it is important.
Yeah. Okay, so...
So your guesses are...
I'm assuming that means that there are two different notes. Hiro was given one to meet at 1 a.m. Taka was given one to meet at 6 a.m. And then when Hifumi attacked Taka, he ripped the note out of his hand, and that's why Hifumi had the rest of the note and Taka had the scrap.
Okay.
That's what I think happened. And the time on the note matches up with the time on the wristwatch.
Are you excited? Are you pumped?
So the question is, who do you think the murderer is? Do you think there's an accomplice? And if there is one, who do you think the accomplice is?
I think... I kind of think Hifumi's the killer, but... Hifumi's dead, so I guess that would mean Celeste is the killer, and Hifumi was the accomplice?
He killed Taka and then killed himself because he felt guilty.
Maybe he killed Taka and then Celeste killed him. I don't know, but then that would be two different killings, and there'd be two... I don't know. My two guesses for the murder and accomplice are definitely Celeste and Hifumi. I just don't know which roles they played.
Gotcha. I'll go ahead and say this now as to make it to where it's not as hard to figure out. You can go ahead and keep going through the dialogue here. This actually happened recently in the third game, so I can say this. If there are two murders and they're two different murderers, then the first murder, that's the person that would be the graduating if they got it wrong. The second murder would have been null and void, and the second person that got killed would have died for nothing. That's not what happened here, but like just a forewarning. So if it had been something like Hina killed Taka and then Celeste killed Hifumi, then only Hina would get to graduate.
Okay.
But again, that's not what happened in this case.
Gotcha.
But if we ever get around to playing the third one,
Everyone, please meet
if you remember it by that point, it'll be a long time from now, but...
Yeah.
Make your way to
the second game, like, the trials take a lot longer than this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like these take long as is.
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion.
Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, you better get going.
Okay.
Giant red door. Tell us your secrets.
God, this room seems so empty from the first
Right?
trial. My God.
Oh, just wait till you see the elevator, too, because keep in mind, like, half the people are dead now. We're down to, what, 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8.
Everyone heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we all were there...
I said Stanley walked through the red door.
Hello! Hello! He's multiplied. Nope, not multiplication. Just looks like that because we're of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Key! Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy!
You're not playing along. Along. We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine. Then, if everyone here is ready to go, please board the pain train, or elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already, I didn't do it. For serious.
That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume? Or the note?
Well, no, but...
How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit. This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for those one who lost their life. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who killed one of our friends. The killer is someone right here.
I see you hiding back there, Genocide Jill.
Yes. And it was you!
It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. This trial will be over in no time.
Wouldn't that be nice for you?
I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk towards the elevator. Once everyone was on board...
Oh man, I just remembered a great line that Genocide Jill has during the trial.
The doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move.
See what I mean about looking so empty? Half the class is gone and Hifumi counts for 2 people practically.
Jeez. clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. Ooh, that's blue. Well, I see all of you gathered together like this. I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Only because of you.
Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm going to start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
I'm pretty sure he says that verbatim in the second game.
Yeah. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Yeah, I'll save. Set my skills. Do I even get any skills? I think I got one. Ah, I didn't even see it there.
Yeah,
Tranquility. Perfect.
Yeah, that was Sakura's.
It's the only one I got.
That's a pretty good one, though.
Yes. Alrighty.
You picked your skills way better than I did in my first run.
Oh, yeah.
I just kept upping the thing that keeps your focus gauge going for longer.
So, your votes will
Of course, I didn't look up the guide, so I had no clue what I was doing.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone.
Oh yeah, this happens in the third game as well, which this is a really spoily thing. You actually get to see the amount of votes, like who voted for who.
Oh.
I don't know what that's going to entail later, but it's cool to see it right now.
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, he was knocked out when they took the picture. They framed him.
Could be.
That's why he was draped over Hifumi like that.
You just give him a hug.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Coming from Jill.
Yeah.
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have witnessed. The evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer? Or, for anything else, we have to make that clear.
Oh, as a side note, in this trial, there are 3 different times you will use an absorb bullet. Do you want me to tell you when those come up or no?
I totally forgot what those were.
the ones where instead of shooting the message, you absorb it and use it on a different
Everything we
thing.
found in your room.
How do you absorb it?
You hold down the mouse button.
They're all proof enough.
So do you want me to tell you when those come up, or do you want to just try to figure out? You still have the lifelines for each trial as well.
I'll try and figure it out.
Alright.
True, it's a conspiracy.
I say that because one of them really stumped me when I first played.
Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
I was not paying attention. I'm looking at the blueprints. The handwriting is awfully messy. But I remember, right? Hero's handwriting is...
Everything we found in your room.
It's true.
The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you
I
are.
didn't mean that, no.
Oh, just, yeah, fire it randomly, it'll go right.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, that's wrong.
I will admit it's not as good as Hajime Scribe. When he gets through, he like says really
sure
coolly,
Hero
"Allow me to
really
cut
made
through
those
those words." It's goofy, but he actually says it pretty well.
Nice.
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
You know, he's not wrong.
Are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
Yeah, we got Byakuya on our side.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is
You!
it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course, he passes it off to me.
Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Suspicious individual in question, the one.
The Illuminati.
It was Hiro.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious
Stupid girl.
individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Kind of like Byakuya right now.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
He's too in it for his own good to be untrustworthy.
Yeah. It's also kind of nice when he's on your side as opposed to being a dick trying to screw you over.
Yeah, that's true. Mr. I changed the crime scene because I felt like it.
Yeah.
So what is
But
it?
at least he
What
owns
needs
up
to be
to everything he
clarified?
does.
True.
It's kind of like I would trust him and Genocide Jack the most to not necessarily lie.
Yeah.
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Me again, huh? The things that were used to move Taka's body. They must have been...
There's two of them, and it does not matter what order you present them in.
Okay.
I got it!
That's one.
Still one more thing. The things that were used to move Taka's body.
I got it!
Nice.
They were a dolly and a tart, right?
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible? that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
The blood on the
There is
wheel,
no
obviously.
shame in being wrong, and nobody expects much from you and me. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
She's being such a she's being too much this time.
Yeah, it's totally her.
Yeah.
Wow, I never had anyone I never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean.
No, she's
Maybe
just
I can
being
change
so,
your mind.
You stupid bitch.
If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to the truth bullets. What?
BTB.
And the BTB, would you like to hear more? I guess. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with the next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen underneath the tempo marker, you'll have your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit to how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the left mouse button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the tab key. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the tab key in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the tab key now has function along with the right and left mouse buttons. You will automatically reload at the start of the fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, doing a bullet time battle? What the fudge?
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you.
Oh,
You
fudge!
miserable wretch.
Yeah, it starts getting harder.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You had it wrong.
How was it?
I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Boom.
It's like, and why would this be the thing that she's like, I'm not
You're
listening
asking
to
for proof
another
that the dolly
thing.
moved. I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room, and as the blood dried
That
on
seems
the
like a
tire,
pretty big
they
thing to
moved the body
miss.
into the
Yeah.
repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that
Well,
much?
anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Oh, because they have to bend over to use the dolly, and he can't in the suit, as Hina, or as Ayo pointed out. If I look how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that?
Jeez, you got 3 pictures right in a row there, too.
Yeah.
You get to hang out by yourself. You don't have to share space with somebody to your left or right.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
There we go.
Yep. You got lucky in the fact that you shot it too late. You actually
Yeah.
shot the wrong one.
Yeah. Break!
And I'm about to break.
You're absolutely right that you
That's all I can
can't
think of
push
when I
a
see
dolly
that.
without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
I bet Hero's like, oh, thank God for Makoto.
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember? When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it,
And just kicked it through.
Yep.
Seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Without being noticed.
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean,
That's a
isn't
good
that
point,
just
too.
a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
They couldn't take it off.
Yeah, he could get it off. So there's no chance that the costume was taken off.
Once it's on, you can never take it off.
Yes.
Not nice.
I got it!
Or
I don't
Hero's a
think taking off
weakling.
the
Thanks,
suit was
man.
an option.
Yep.
You remember?
Knowing him, it's like, yeah, that is true.
Sometimes being a wimp can come in handy in a game like this.
It's like a lunchbox.
Yeah.
It does.
It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
That's a trap.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the
It's Bianchio.
robots.
He messed with the crime scene again.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about
And
the
it's
picture
too
that
perfect
I
that she got a picture and that he was found in the suit.
I'm telling you, her and Hifumi.
I agree, because I can definitely see
all got a
Ifumi
good
being.
look at it.
He looks happy there
The
almost.
image of Hifumi being
Of course, some people
dragged
always have
away
that
by Robo
perpetual
Justice.
smile in the corner of their own mouths.
Yeah.
And I find it
Titus is another one.
really hard to believe he's being dragged away and you're like, ooh, picture.
Yeah.
Good
If
moment
whoever
for a
was in
selfie.
that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
Because he was knocked out in that area.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said? So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
It's that she hasn't really done this stuff till now. Of being,
Yeah.
it's like she would be confident, but she would still be very analytical. And now she's like, no, I'm right.
Yeah.
Here's why I'm right.
Man, at least when Mondo killed somebody, he stayed low in the trial. She's just all up in everyone's business.
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt. Yeah. Yeah,
How
that's
stupid
gotta be
are
right.
you?
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning.
Nah,
Maybe we'll uncover
that's a
something
reference to
new.
Lemony Snicket.
Here's a book report I've written on such a topic.
Yep.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall.
Oh, we just did this.
Yeah, you can skip past
We
this if
waited
you want.
there for quite a while. That was around.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room,
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's
Was there a
picture and
timestamp on
discovered
the
that her
camera?
assailant had
It's
been
like
wearing a
it's one of those
strange
tiny, like,
costume.
little cheap-ass
As
cameras.
it turns out, it also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice
I haven't jumped to
we
Fumi.
were soon joined in our search, but he was injured, so we took him, but not long after.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
and then at that point we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko When we got back to the nurse's office, we found that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor.
No, this recap is so long.
What they could have done is be like, okay, let's recap, and then just remember the
And that's
recap
when
you
I
did
told you guys
earlier.
about it. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office, but right after we left, we ran into Celeste.
Well, how do we recap and make it
We
bigger?
rushed
Yeah.
back to the nurse's office.
The idea of having something like that is to condense it, not make it longer.
But when we got there, we did X thing we knew and out.
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, which is where we
Corpse party.
I think that about.
Yes.
See. The whole
Yes,
thing
that's it.
sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
That's what
And
we
from
were
there, we
thinking.
can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
In order to uncover the truth in this case, I have to find them, no matter what. Okay. Kuma file number 3.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Yeah, just because he found it.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
You can't use one hammer
So
before
it's
the
obvious
other.
Taka came after.
Is this the one where I have to absorb one?
Yep, it is. This is an absorb bullet.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
You've got like
We already know what order
Yeah, they give you way too much time in this game. The third one, they're actually pretty good with the time. Like, they usually give you about, like, 3 or 4 minutes. It's a lot more reasonable than 14.
Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
It takes a long time to grab them.
I think you can pause during that, too, and still as well.
See? So it's obvious
There
Taka
is,
came
somebody
after.
does have a skill to decrease that timer, but it's still a pretty long timer even with that.
Justice Hammer's were numbered, but only used in that order.
So, regarding Taka's death,
No, I didn't
I
mean
wonder if he died
Didn't go
before
there,
Hifumi,
Objection!
or perhaps it was after?
regarding Taka's
We
death.
already
Wait!
know what order they were killed in.
Who's Taka?
Never heard of
Taka
him.
came last.
He changed his name, remember?
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Nice, there you go.
I figured this was the one I had to do it because the Kuma file number 3 didn't seem relevant.
I'll be honest, I completely forgot about Absorb Bullet after the second trial, and I was like, I don't see where the problem is with the bullet that I have.
Tried everything!
And I was like, oh, well, I was half right. There was nothing wrong with the Monokuma file.
If anything,
Yeah,
That's
that is
just
a
another
big
way the
assumption.
killer
Just
tried
because
to
your number
disguise
doesn't
their
mean
actions.
it's like, okay, I can only use number 3 right now.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
This proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. Something that relates to what time he must have. Yeah, his wristwatch, obviously. God.
If only we could see something that had to do with the time.
Is it wristwatch?
Yep, right on the money. There's Genocide Jill would say, bingo, bullseye, right on the money.
Give me a W.
Remember, you can speed this up if you want to.
How?
Control. X-Max.
There's so many A's.
Wristwatch.
Now I understand.
Yeah, the Hangman's game is way better in the second game.
Yeah.
It's a lot more, I don't know. You're not just sitting there waiting all the time.
See? Look! It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
His irritated voice pierced the air as he started pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Came from downstairs, it must have been. Hifumi in the nurse's office.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office.
The fake blood!
Yeah, from the transfusion.
Yeah!
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
I don't know. I like you said it with a giant smile on
We
his
think
face.
he's a mastermind.
Yeah.
It's like, where is it?
We all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now,
For
Kyoko?
now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere. but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
Hadn't been gone for more than a minute or two, just long enough for someone to get up and walk out of the room.
1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body
It's not a line from the
were to move
Matrix.
itself.
I think so. Gee, Morpheus.
I've never watched. Actually, no, I take that back. I've watched The Matrix once. I fell asleep halfway through. Got bored.
The dead body moved on its own?
That bastard's still alive.
Not another
A ghost.
I aspire to be that good at voice acting.
Oh man, you should hear a guy in the second game. He does like phenomenal voice acting. He's amazing. And it's not Gundam that I'm referring to actually. No, Gundam is really good.
Still alive.
Alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
Literally no one thought to check for a pulse between the three of you.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? Yeah, it is. I called it like halfway through the investigation. No, I didn't. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a
Either this one or one of the upcoming ones has a really funny line from the other side, so make sure you listen all the way through. I don't remember if it's this one or not.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
How do you know?
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Damn it.
shoot!
Damn it!
I'm so
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with Hifumi's dead body, and that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office,
Okay, it makes more sense
he
now.
was actually
That one took me
still
a little while to figure out as well.
Please explain it, because I don't get it.
Whenever you heard the body announcement, when you were with Celeste and Hina, you thought it was for Hifumi, it was for the other group when they found Taka.
Yeah.
Surely
And so you heard the second one when he was dead for
along
real.
with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Yeah, you just did that.
Damn it.
You want to use one of your lifelines?
Yes, please.
Do you want to know what you need to absorb, what you need to shoot at, or both?
So I do need to absorb something.
You do need to absorb something, yes.
Okay.
But the wristwatch!
Yeah, I figured you probably figured that one out, because the wristwatch doesn't seem to help much.
Hifumi in the nurse's office,
So do I need to absorb?
there's a chance
You need to absorb,
No,
someone else's discovery, the last line that Kyoko has.
Hifumi was
Okay,
dead,
then fire it earlier.
without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body of
And for reference's sake, you never have to absorb something and then fire it at the exact same statement.
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, so I do get to keep it the next go around.
Yeah, you keep it each time. As long as you don't fire it, it stays with you.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There you go.
It's Taka's dead body!
prove he wasn't dead anyway. Remember, he woke back up whenever Hina cried and hit him in the cheek.
I feel like that was kind of an unnecessary one because she kind of already said that, so I don't think I just needed to say it earlier in the conversation.
Yeah.
She pretty much made the same point.
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and
As
rolled
if
them
he
together
would.
into
He's
one.
waiting for this shit.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a bounce.
I thought he was going to say nothing.
So I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We were asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time.
Yeah, because he was
Which
the body
means,
when they first found
even
him.
if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement, the first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when we found both bodies were rediscovered. Toko found unconscious after Fumi came back to life.
I got it!
Those were kind of crappy answers for the other
Yeah.
two.
When we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong, ding dong. Body has been discovered. After can I shot again?
It didn't seem weird at the time. But it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone.
Make your argument.
Hifumi's glasses. Yeah, that actually seems relevant, so I don't have to absorb
Here's one
anything.
thing
You are
we
correct. This is not an absorb bullet.
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom,
In the
he
bathroom.
disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned,
What?
There's probably something after.
Yeah,
It's like,
probably.
other than the change in how it was positioned, there was nothing else up.
Well, here's one thing. The first time we found him, and then his body just...
And the next time it was in.
but when you compare his body before being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
And you just jumped the gun.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
And you can't see
I'd like
anything
to
without
fill
the
the rest of
glasses.
us in.
Yeah.
When we found
Did you ever watch that
Hifumi in the
crossover
nurse's
between Scooby-Doo and Johnny
his
Bravo?
glasses were
Oh,
covered
yeah.
with
Oh,
blood.
so funny. Can't see anything without my glasses, and then Johnny Bravo's over there. My glasses! I can't be seen without my glasses!
when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
What a show that was, Johnny Brown.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was a tarp.
That hammer. Oh no, you found the door. You found the repository door.
I found a trash can!
It was a glass cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon
Like those
mascot.
little Matryoshka dolls, there's just a smaller trash can inside of the trash can.
One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
It probably won't ever come up because I doubt even in school mode you'll talk to Hifumi that much. But whenever you say like the name of it, whatever, the Princess Piggles, you say it without the star and he gets mad at you because you didn't say it with the star in there.
Wow.
Even though there's no way you would pronounce it.
Yeah.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of
Yeah,
That's fair. He probably wouldn't. I think he would rather die.
Out of principle. I think he'd rather use money to wipe his glasses.
Yeah.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Just a $100 bill.
Then there's no question. It belongs to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What
You feel better, hero.
What I'm saying
I
is,
feel better.
No,
No, it's not hero.
It was obvious it wasn't him, but it's still like, no, it's not.
It's like you were just looking at the series of events. He's not smart enough to be able to do all this. As long as it was done, there's no way he'd be smart enough to pull it together.
but who
Where he
would
could like
benefit
teleport
from
between
their
floors and all that
glasses
other crap.
other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office.
I don't use it as a pocket square.
Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you
Oh,
say?
notice how he managed to get himself up the stairs that quickly, though. Up 2 flights of stairs?
Yeah. And move Taka's body?
Yeah, that is actually kind of impressive.
He was just pretending to be dead. What was in all that blood? Was it
Yes, it was paint. Good job, Hina. Proud of you.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. Oh, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Yeah, move Taka's corpse, move Taka's body. was-
Taka himself, he also was alive. He got moved as well.
It could only have
I like
been
how you could have said Sakura and she'd be like, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
Are you really that dense, Makoto?
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the
My
equipment
biceps
room
are bigger than your brain.
I hate Taka that much.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
To be fair, she wouldn't have had to bother with the
Yeah.
thing to move him.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside, which means
Ooh, that's a
when
good
Hina
point,
and
too.
Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
and it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Then you cried over his body, dum-dum.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely.
more?
The single biggest fact pointing
Can't
to
believe they
his
never used that
involvement
line
has
for
yet
us.
to be
It's
revealed.
all the trouble voice acting that whole thing, and they just never used it.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
I didn't forget that
Yeah.
until this moment.
Yeah. I gave you 7 minutes to choose? Good lord. Maybe it's because I'm playing the second game right now, but jeez.
Fumi stole.
There you go.
I like that they named it the note Fume had.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Hidden note?
Oh, this might be the point where
He found it stuffed in his pants.
keep checking those pants for your options. I believe one is coming up very shortly.
Yes, his pants.
Okay,
He wears
well,
those.
Forget about the pants for now. Just take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet up in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Yes, Ifumi's pants. His pants? Are you saying his pants are alive? Are his pants people? Are there pants people? Even if there are, I'm not sure they're here in the school.
I like how she politely was like, "You're stupid, but I'll give you a pass."
Wait, what am I saying? I need to calm down. It's like I embarrassed myself in front of
I
everyone.
believe there is another option later on where it will be Ifumi's pants.
You can bet your pants I'll be picking it.
Good. It's hilarious.
Me!
I got the note from his pants.
Me!
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy! Just to be clear.
I like how she gives them all nicknames. It's great.
Hifumi, right? Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Jensen Jack is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me.
I can't run away.
I can't run. I actually won?
It's great when you cut out that line too. He'll go like, I did it! I did! You can actually cut that line out, so it's so funny.
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Oh yeah, the White Nose will start doing weird shit like this from now on.
What time did it say?
Not always, but sometimes.
6 a.m.
The time
Open
doesn't
wish
matter!
box, Fumi's glasses.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Alright, I know which one it is because I just barely missed it.
You
I
are
was trying to
correct.
figure out which one to use.
Yeah. You can see how that becomes a problem when you have 7 bullets later on.
Oh god.
On me.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with
The only upside is because there's 7 of them, usually like 3 or 4 of them, it's like there's no way this has anything to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet
What you
at
talking
6
about, Willis?
a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch.
And the fact that he has the missing corner of the paper clutched in his hand.
But there's
Yeah.
more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
The most glaring piece of evidence we all overlooked.
So, Taka
No
was
wonder you
murdered
have to
both
take
the
the
time
lead so
and the
often.
place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that. No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Tell it, people, they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Gee, I wonder.
Yeah. Whatever could it be?
Maybe the piece that he had right there.
When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip.
Apparently he didn't try very hard,
one
man.
small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Sorry.
No, he's not.
He'll live forever!
Thank God, no. He is definitely dead.
When we found him in the
Hence the
repository,
second body discovered
Hifumi was
notice.
truly and completely dead.
What a
The
mastermind at
second
work.
body discovery
I
announcement
love him,
proves
but
that.
I don't think he's here for the complicated schemes.
The mastermind was secretly dead all along.
Killed Hifumi.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus.
That was rude.
What are you calling a walrus?
Walrus.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
Weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around.
Oh, I
the
feel
soul
bad that I
of
thought the
the
same.
hero.
It's like, oh, good
it's
boy.
back in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either.
It's like
The
a very good
Monokuma file
insight.
makes it
It's like,
clear that
I
they were
feel bad
killed
that I'm
using
like, oh,
similar
fine.
instruments. But if the
He's
hammers
caught
were
up.
already laying around those other rooms,
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were
In
in
the
the
bathroom.
rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then
Maybe it was the hammer that was washed
Is it
clean.
not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
so then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Maybe one of the other number of hammers that was in the room. The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. You already found it, you dingbat!
Yeah, you've already got it.
Spotless
They
hammer!
didn't even give you duds on that one. They're just like, yeah, it's that.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
Spotless hammer. How was that not it?
What was used to kill
Heart
Hifumi?
I'm fine.
Was it Justice
It's a 3-heart
Hammer
run.
3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
We'll be having one of those for a while. Is the
Whatever
next,
it
well, I
was,
guess we could do Wind Waker again
there's
since I
one
didn't
thing
save
we
the
need to
archives.
figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Boom, spot.
Wait, don't shoot that one. Okay. Thank goodness that was the wrong one. Just making sure. This is the funny line she has in a second.
Okay.
Shoot.
Shoot.
What was used to kill?
It wasn't just maybe justice. Well, there's one. How was the culprit able to move around? How did nobody witness? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance. Check out murdergear.com/hammercut for more info.
I've checked, and tragically, that is not a real site.
Murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Finally.
I know.
This is the one I understand the most and I'm losing the most life on.
The murder
Yeah, you're
weapon
definitely on
wasn't a
top of
Justice
this one.
Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But seriously? A different weapon?
They used Hifumi's pants
A
to
hammer from
kill
the
Hifumi.
repository.
They gave him a
The killer
Texas
could have
wedgie.
easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered
Murder
in
most
Hifumi's
foul.
blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
You got 8 things left in this case before
That's
doing
true.
the
That
little
would explain the
comic thing.
Monokuma
God,
files
really?
wrote about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the
It makes you feel any better when you like are just playing through and you're going at like rapid speed with control. These actually go by
The one
pretty
who
quick.
was working with. And the one who betrayed him. Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
Yeah, I bet, Miss Accomplice.
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
Which is why you killed him.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first. But
Jill just over there laughing.
Spile's hammer again. Oh, great.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Since you're low on health, I'll just go ahead and tell you it's an absorb bullet on this
Yeah, I
one.
figured.
the murder,
This is the last
only the
absorb
one
bullet
who
for this
actually
trial.
carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
That's why I needed to absorb, wasn't it?
Correct.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really, in this case, however,
There were two murders.
Based on the rule, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rule holds true. It is
No, it's wrong. Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
if there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward.
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person kills someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
If it made to convince the two murders were the same, that was the main characteristic this time. Yep. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidences. Kyoko really is amazing, although when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
An accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
True killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. And the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit.
I think you figured this one out by now.
Yeah. I think I figured this one out a while ago. It was Hero!
No! Here's my answer.
Yep, you got it.
It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
I know it sounds ludicrous, but
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that
Shit for brave, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
It goes her accent.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support.
There's one person in the second game when you implicate them, they have like a normal accent, and then they go to like a very heavy Cajun accent to the point where nobody else can understand them. They're like, what is that person talking about?
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common?
The pants! The pants will give you the other funny answer, I think. Why is everyone obsessed with Hifumi's pants? Please take this a little more seriously.
Shoot!
Shoot!
I was hoping it'd be something a little more funny. That the first one was better. Oh well.
Countering the suspicious individual.
Bingo.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Yeah.
We headed to the second floor specifically because
That's like
of
practically
what
a
she
Miles
claimed
Edgeworth
to have
objection
seen.
pose he's got right there.
Yeah.
So good.
Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
I don't know if I'd call it blood curdling. It wasn't very.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said? once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Oh yeah.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
And it was in groups of 3.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi wasn't.
Like I said, not exactly blood curdling. If you want a blood curdling scream, Taka's at the end of case 2. That was a blood curdling scream.
According to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
It sounded like people in movies. It's like, we need a signal. Caca!
Yeah.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead. Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been
So
murdered.
no one really checked.
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when
I
Hifumi's
should
body
kill
disappeared,
Makoto
right?
instead of Taka.
No.
How come no one's targeting Makoto? He's the
I
one
was
that's
feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
But I guess Kyoko's a huge threat too.
Yeah.
I will say, by the end of the game, for the survivor or survivors, everyone will have been accused of murder at some point or another.
Wait.
Or they're dead, or they did murder someone.
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of standing around fighting and confused. We're all going to die, we're going to die, just like those guys did.
Because the they was kind of the royal mastermind they. That you the guys.
Understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Unless you do.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Hero, you're back.
You weren't even there, dude.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Yaku said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense.
It's obvious.
But what is he alluding to? The guys! The
Guys!
guys! Guys!
Yeah, I actually messed up. This one is an absorb bullet as well.
Oh, God damn it!
No, screwed us!
All I
No, I'm
said
pretty sure you would
was,
figure it out.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die.
Just like those guys died.
Why would you repeat it like that?
And that's all it takes to finish.
I was going to tell you on this last line, don't fire yet.
What was so strange about Celeste's
Only
comment?
because you have it correct, it's just reversed. They want you to absorb
okay.
so strange. Yeah, it's stupid, but you're 100% right.
We must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. And that is all.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
What was so strange about
It's like that video you showed me of the guy trying everything in Taco Bell where his voice starts lowering.
Yeah.
What's going on with my voice?
Standing around. They must be positive. We are all
That would
going
have been
to die.
genuinely scary to actually happen to you.
I started watching it today and I wanted to show Brandon, but I'm watching him do the eat everything at Arby's.
Oh
There's
no.
no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died.
That sounds like a heart attack just
When
waiting
she
to
said
happen
that,
right there.
none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imagination.
This is the part where you lie and say you're just referring to everyone that's died so far.
Because it's been
You
guys.
claim that I was lying.
And usually,
when I
at
told
least
you
for
about the
America, and
suspicious person
really
I
Spanish
saw.
does it too. When you're referring to a group, a lot of people will just say guys, even if it is a mix of guys and girls.
Then what about the picture I took?
Yeah, she could have played it that way.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed
Gross.
villain dragging Hifumi away?
Because even seeing the picture the first time, it doesn't really look like there's a whole lot of
Yeah.
like visible force happening.
Yeah.
Kind of like Hifumi's holding his arms there.
Yeah. Not like he's doing
some kind of
like
setup,
fighting
right?
it. There's just not any reality to it.
So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to.
To be fair, he was knocked out.
Yeah, he was knocked out for most of this.
You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being
And again,
dragged
it's so
away.
strange of like, let me take this picture instead of fight or flight, kind of trying to rescue.
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Let alone if you can't exactly zoom in, so this is happening right in front of you. Would he have let you take the picture if he was murdered?
What would you possibly mean by
If
that?
she got knocked out for an hour, he would have just taken the camera and deleted the picture or destroyed the camera or something.
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the other possibility is
They've been drinking
Hifumi
or dancing.
Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. Hifumi and suspect are dancing.
I wonder which. They're like, okay, the trial's almost over.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no dance that has that exact pose in
Hifumi
it.
away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Just said that.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
We understand. That's the thing, is it's like when people like Hero and other people's like, maybe they do have to keep repeating this stuff. It's annoying to people that understand, but it's like, oh, they don't seem to be grasping it. So.
Hero was out for most of this and he's not too bright. Kyoko was out for a fair bit of this.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. Is that really possible?
Probably not. It's that she's being uncharacteristically bitchy.
And why is she defending this of all things?
Yeah.
Hello, the Chessos here. Pretty much at the end of the trial, getting pretty close.
Suit after I passed out. Then you just dragged me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Yeah, because it can't.
That's got to be murder on the back to be unconscious like that, but unable to like
Even
bend
if
or
the
slouch
person
at
inside
all.
the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic
That we've already discussed in detail.
I still love this picture.
Wallpaper of the year right there.
That's right.
That one and not the man's fantasy.
When they made it, so it couldn't bend the
There's another one in the third game, and it's even worse.
Oh, gosh.
Like, it's almost completely bare bodies, where there's, like, nothing's left of the imagination.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi
Ooh,
took
Celeste
the
was a
suit
little
specially
rattled
designed
there.
and stuffed Hero into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
You can't have a poker face after the freak out.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot. What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
God, we already established he was alive, so obviously alive and an accomplice.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hakakure!
Right. But my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoto, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
How Hifumi? Who talked to us?
Hifumi.
Hifumi. What was last names? Nicknames. I can't remember.
He would call Mikoto Mr. Naegi.
So
your
last
hint.
names.
Yep, last names.
I got it! That's right! Our
In the
last
Japanese
name.
version, you have like
He
different
called
things where you
us
can
all
call
by our
somebody,
last
call somebody
name.
like san, or you have like all those different things that can be like informal, formal,
yeah.
and that's what it is in that one. Is he calls you by like he uses a formal name for you always for every character.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, he just...
Man, for being the gambler, you really didn't...
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Indecent, be quiet.
Random chance.
Shut up, Mokuba. Mommy and Daddy are
Isn't
talking.
that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said
It's
the
like
name
this was
any
all
different than
complicated,
normal.
but I
It was too
expected-
complicated. That was the
Yeah.
problem.
I
It was
expect-
way too complicated.
expected better from her.
But he must have run out of
I
energy.
feel like if she
before
had
he
just
could
done a
say
simple
anymore.
murder and hit it
So
well.
Hifumi was trying to tell us the
Yeah.
last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say?
The e-handbook.
Yeah, they said it would come in handy at some point.
Accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit.
I like that voice.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you?
That's why I wish she'd had a freak out without the voice acting, because then I could have got to act that part where she just goes insane. It's so good.
I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celestia won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. Make your argument. E-handbook.
The hammer. Just throw it at her.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
I love that line.
To go on pretending.
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it.
I wish I'd done that in slow motion.
Oh, you should have. That would have been hilarious. I bet the VA had a lot of fun doing those last couple lines where she just freaks out.
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
And you've seen it in action.
Yeah, it's screwed over one person already.
I knew I should have gone in the sauna.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
that's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
I don't think pleading the fifth is going to help in this instance.
Can you please just tell us what really happened? Please. Just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because.
It's like a chicken.
You never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it.
All it takes is one chance time to ruin everything.
Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Oh, finally! Okay.
There's the supermodel with the giant breasts again.
In this case, how did the killer recruit their accomplice? Or was it seduction?
Thank God, no. Give you 24 minutes. Jesus.
Brought the hammer.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Alright.
What the
Do you want me to just tell you what the first
Was
one
it
is
a-
then?
Was it a clock?
It's not the clock, no.
What is this?
That's, oh, I think that's Hifumi moving Taka's body. That's the
Oh,
bottom
okay.
of the chart.
Yeah.
I brought him a snack.
I brought him potato chips.
Yeah, I need a hint for this first one.
Alright,
Goddamn.
I'll give you a hint or the answer, up to you.
A hint.
A hint is the murderer, in this case Celeste, and Hifumi are shaking hands. The little middle part is the killer has the hand out, so they're shaking hands.
Okay. That looks like a handshake. Anything else looking like a handshake? No. Okay. Act 2. What time did the killer call their victim to the rec room?
The victim being Yasuhiro in this case.
Right. Of course, it wasn't 12. It was 6.
Yasuhiro.
Oh, Yasuhiro?
Yeah, this is
Oh,
Yasuhiro.
Yasuhiro. Who was it the killer summoned first? Oh, right, you read it. Okay.
Yeah, it's right to left.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's see here. faked him out and then stuffed him in the robot justice suit to falsify their evidence. And they used a certain item to do it. Potato chips!
The thing that Leon threw in Chapter 1.
Just a certain item to do it.
Gobby. Oh, baby Taco, look at him.
And so this is the time. What time? Yep.
God, Fumi looks creepy in that top left panel. Fumi looks creepy in a lot of these panels, though.
I'm assuming that's a hammer.
It's just a hammer that was used to kill Taka. What number was it? It was number 4. Then, in the library, Fumi used something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal. Huh? Oh, it was 3. Right? Or was it? No, it was 2. Oh god. Which Justice Hammer was in the nurse's office when they Fumi presented to be dead? Well, that one was 3. Fumi used something to move Taka's body. The weapon the killer used to murder Hifume. What was it? Murder Hifume. It was...
The killer is...
I believe you are correct all the way through.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And then... Hifumi, with an accomplice.
Looks like his
the killer
jaw
was
got
able to
busted in that
execute a
bottom
number of
one.
otherwise impossible schemes.
Why is everybody up at, like, all these hours? Like, who's up at 1? Who's up at 6 in the morning?
Last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him,
Still not sure how they got his dreads inside of that suit.
knocked him out and stuffed him into the Robo Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned
Jeez,
himself
that picture, that would have looked a lot more
Robo Justice's
realistic.
attacker, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more
This is so
assault
Kingdom
incidents.
Hearts looking.
For these
I know,
attacks,
right?
Yeah, he
the
kinda
killers
is.
pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able
God,
to
they're
create a
taking
certain
forever to get to that
conception
next
in our
picture.
minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took the blood packet
All
from
of
the
the music.
refrigerator, and Justice Hammer 3
Man, when they said he went overboard with the blood, they were
turned
not
the room
kidding.
into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
They told me I could become anything, so I became a ballerina.
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile,
Sakura and
the other
Byakuya
group
seem
that
a
had
lot
been
less
out
concerned.
searching
Yeah.
found Taka's body at the
Like,
same
huh,
time.
so that's what happened to him.
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had
Props
the
whoever
chance
had
of
to
his
write this idea, by
This
the way.
time,
Because
Yeah.
that must have been really fucking hard.
He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But
Look at that
even the
dance!
Didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
I feel like so much could have been avoided if they had made it to where Hiro could have gotten out of the suit on his own.
Yeah. And then if she'd had, like, any lack of confidence in her plan, she could have just not killed Hifumi, because then, even though she would have taken part in it and, like, planned it, she wouldn't have actually killed anybody.
Yeah.
She would have just sold them off the river.
Yep.
Which is why I jokingly kept saying make friends with Hifumi, because he'll be the next murderer. He actually technically was the
Yeah.
next murderer.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
How did I get an A? I lost so much
know.
health.
Maybe it's because not on mean
Okay,
difficulty.
Monokuma.
Yeah.
I'm ready to begin. Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've
The
all
ones I
been
kept
waiting
making
for.
when AI kept getting luck-based games in the party yesterday.
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Everyone votes for Yasuhiro anyway.
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The Blacken this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme, was Celeste Lindenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly,
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Ifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Ifumi with this plan. But how'd you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
He's already very, like, pushed around by her, though.
And didn't like talking with the whole thing with AI.
Yeah. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying.
My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know... I knew you'd figured out Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Ifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but... It was the one thing Ifumi and Taka were both super into.
Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. The adults are talking right now.
I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And used it to drag Ifumi into the plan you come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it had disappeared, I paid Ifumi a little visit.
What are you doing here?
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
Are you okay
It was
with
Taka.
this?
He stole it.
What?
So
And I
then...
have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I showed it to Ifumi, of course.
Damnation!
Great, so it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
What?
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh.
Thought she said she didn't lie.
He did?
Yeah, this is all a lie. He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I do not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. Yeah, the ultimate moral compass did that.
Yeah, sure.
So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Huh?
Actually...
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean...
Taka is going to try to kill you.
I'll leave it at that.
Indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
That bastard! Bastard! Bastard!
Stupid! Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I will save her!
So it's not that he was a competent accomplice, it's just that he was the most easily manipulated.
Right.
Actually...
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan.
Huh?
I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Ifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even in love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So, why did you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid.
Fair.
That's it?
That's actually a pretty good part of the plan.
Yeah.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though.
I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Ifumi, how did that explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay
That's
with
simple.
this?
After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd be seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
That all seems very straightforward. Stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point of my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about
No,
that.
he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
what the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little
Obviously,
bitch.
that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch.
That was a pretty good line. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up my own dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for
And
me,
it was all for that dream.
And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle.
A castle?
And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing
unfortunately
to be
my
done.
dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the
You
worst.
sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own needs. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. Plus, how can you be so calm? Did you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can fool even my own emotions. The consciousness deceives the unconscious.
And that's why you're not scared?
Yes,
That's right.
indeed.
I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it
I
wonderful?
think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey.
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You're all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. This blackened disturbed the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Bye, Celeste. Well, at least you didn't spill the beans about AI, I guess.
Yeah.
Time for the punishment.
This has been the most normal death. Or execution, at least.
Compared to being like run around till you turn to butter, yeah. Or getting hit with 1,000 baseballs.
Yeah.
Also possibly one of the most painful.
Oh yeah, this one would suck probably the most. Or one of the most.
I would say it would suck more than the baseballs only because it would last longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not. Or it wouldn't last that long.
No, never mind.
I like his little hat.
Yeah. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. For him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets for the outside world, and so more people had to die. You guys are still young. You need to place more values on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez. And here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
Oh, look. What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me get out of here. You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but the reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Oh gosh. Oh man, oh jeez. Oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean? Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think I'm just about time to go out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go on and enjoy your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later.
See ya! Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair. there was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
Most likely. It's the key to one of the dressing room lockers. Huh? What? Then that means...
Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey.
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we'd better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea.
We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey.
I'm going to go alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
So...
Do you even have to ask?
As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? It's not what I mean. Why you? There's still a risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You. Please let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
Well then.
It's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay?
Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone.
What? I tried to forget what Hina said.
Good.
Everyone head into the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we?
Yeah.
So then...
We need to get into that locker.
Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
Good morning! It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness.
I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart.
I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so just please wait a little while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed.
As far as the incident is concerned, sure, but... Can we talk a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own? Oh, sorry. What are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now.
I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried?
Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too.
No! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me?
Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too.
I'll believe in you with proof.
Yeah. Because we're friends.
I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more.
Then?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see...
What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she had told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come, and when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And the storage closet there, way in the back.
She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Okay, where are we?
You're on the second floor right now.
Okay. Oh, that's why this is the only one that you can investigate.
Correct.
That. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here?
It's like a fake wall.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
She said it was way in the back of the storage closet, but I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. Suddenly, as if I were being yanked in.
What?
Gashunk.
Gashunk.
At the same time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Ba-bump. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door, and I made my way into the other side, just like Kyoko said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. And way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room.
So this is the secret room. But what's in here? Tissues! Gross.
What we've been looking for all the time.
There's a bunch of files on what looked like volumes after volumes of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file on the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry? This is the only thing that's not covered in dust. Has someone been looking through it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. But before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave? That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, you can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation, it's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Strange sound rang through my head. It felt like I was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. Oh, everything's gone.
Yeah. Good job, Makoto. You ruined it.
An empty bookshelf. Oh, empty. Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest.
And that's not even the craziest thing you're gonna see tonight.
My body was heavy with pain and my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The further I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. I can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. That sound. It's coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. Crack. 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 What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sound coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Kcha! Bakya! Whatever. Loud noises. Oh, fudge! Before me there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing?
Is Monokuma the only person stronger than Sakura?
No.
I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this?
How dare you defy me?
This wasn't part of the deal.
No!
Deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat. No longer compromise. No longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be? The mastermind spy is... Next generation legend. Stand tall, galactic hero. The end. To be continued. Super Robo Justice! Hooray! Well, crap, man. I gotta go to the bathroom, so I say we end it there.
Alright. So, in case you're wondering why they did the death that they did for Celeste, is, I don't remember where she talks about it, but she talks about, like, if she had to choose her death, she would choose being burned at the stake. The reason they run her through with the truck is because she puts up this facade of being, like, all prim and proper, but she's just an ordinary person, so they picked, like, a really common death, being killed in a vehicle accident. So that's why they ran her over with the car.
Instead of having that grandeur at the end.
Right. It's just like, it's a death like a lot of people would have outside of like old age or sickness. Is one of the most common ways to die, is dying in a vehicle accident.
That makes sense. Oh man, what a chapter.
Yeah.
Mama Sakura, everyone you think is your bro does something to betray.
But she survived case 3, and that's what really matters.
Yes.
Who do they have on her?
Father?
Right.
The person who's stronger than her?
That's what I was wondering too.
Could be
that's
father,
like her...
could be person, could be just their dojo in general, because it's been in the family for hundreds of generations.
Yeah.
I would say it's the person stronger than her. Just because it's kind of like, this was all very goal-oriented, of like a dream, and it's like, that's really her concern.
Yeah, a lot happened in that one, but I think I was able to follow that one pretty well.
Yeah, you were on top of that one. So who do you think is dying next, and who do you think is the murderer? You've got, let's see, Hina, Byakuya, Toko, Hiro, Sakura, who else am I missing? Makoto, obviously, and Kyoko. Those are the 7 that are left.
I think Hina's gonna die.
Alright.
I was about to say Hina.
And the murderer will be...
Crap, man, I don't know. Byakuya?
Alright, we'll find out. In the meantime, you go to use the bathroom, I'll go find a raid target.
Alright.
What's happening to my stupid baby hero?
No.
Look, people like street.
I thought that was Adam Sandler for a minute. I'm like, oh god. Alright, I am off for the week thanks to vacation, but I will see you guys... I don't know. Probably around Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Give or take. We shall see. Oh hey, it's that part of Majora's Mask. Everyone's favorite part.
Regrettably, there is no time for idle conversation.